What the fuck?
Jay, bend over.
Me.
Oh, jeez.
I won't be seeing you later.
Good evening, chocolatiers. Welcome back to Oktoberfest 2025. Tonight, we are stepping back to one of the most nostalgic and surprisingly creepy animated movies of the 2000s. It's Monster House 2006, directed by Gil Kenan and produced by Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg. This is one of those childhood Halloween staples that somehow manages to be equal parts scary, funny, and heartfelt. It's Poltergeist for kids. It's a movie that doesn't underestimate its audience and still holds up nearly 20 years later. So I remember seeing this movie when I was a kid. I used to rewatch it a lot, and it genuinely freaked me out. Not because of blood or gore, but because it felt very real. Monster House was the rare animated film that understood how terrifying childhood imagination can be. Even now, watching it as an adult, it's still got that same eerie charm, and it's not just nostalgia, it's pretty good filmmaking. The story follows DJ, a 12-year-old boy who lives across the street from a rundown house owned by the cranky old man, Mr. Nevercracker. I said Never. Is that not from something? Anyways, when Mr. Nevercracker collapses and is taken away in an ambulance, DJ and his best friend Chowder start noticing that the house across the street has come alive. Literally. Windows for eyes, carpet for a tongue, trees that grab you. It's possessed and it's hungry. With help from a clever girl named Jenny, the three kids team up to investigate the secret behind the house. And what they discover is actually really tragic. So it's directed by Gil Kenan, and this movie was made using motion capture animation, the same kind of technique they use for Polar Express. So it gives you that kind of uncanny valley look, especially nowadays, that actually kind of enhances the horror that it's going for. And the movement is slightly stiff, the characters are a little too real, and that's kind of exactly what makes it creepy, because the lighting is moody, the camera angles are cinematic, and the house itself is one of the coolest horror monsters ever animated. And the score by Douglas Pipes is amazing. It's playful, it's spooky, and it hits every single Halloween note perfectly. The voice cast is stacked. You have Mitchel Musso as DJ. He brings the perfect balance of curiosity and fear. You have Sam Lerner as Chowder, being very hilarious, and every line that he says feels like a kid reenacting a nightmare scenario. And Spencer Locke as Jenny nails that smart and sassy energy. And then you've got Steve Buscemi as Mr. Nevercracker, terrifying and tragic all at once. Each character feels like a kid that's real. They're scarred, awkward, and brave in all the wrong ways, and that's kind of what makes the story click. Monster House isn't just a haunted house movie. It's about growing up, letting go, and even understanding the loss. And the big twist is dealing with loss, because when we learn why the house is alive, it adds a lot of emotional depth and it hits a lot harder than most kids' movies dare to go, especially nowadays. It's a story about grief, guilt, and love twisted to something monstrous, and it shows kids that even something scary can come from pain, and that courage isn't about not being afraid, it's about facing what you can't understand. So the first time that we see the house breathe, it's still iconic. The tricycle scene, equal parts hilarious and horrifying with the intro, and the Halloween night finale with DJ Chowder and Jenny are taking the fight directly to the house, makes that a classic. And I haven't rewatched the movie since I was a kid, so it was really holding up for me. I was picking up on a lot of things, like, for example, the beer bottle scene, stuff like that. Never clicked. And so it's got that adventurous humor with the spirit of that Evil Dead 2 to complement it. And I feel like if I had to nitpick something from a rewatch, the motion capture visuals can look dated in spots, kind of like Polar Express, especially compared to today's smoother animation. And some of the humor feels very mid-2000s, but I really think that that's part of the charm, so not really a complaint. And I feel like the movie still works because it's honest, and it's honest about being weird, being scary, and a little sad, just like Halloween itself. And so with that, Monster House is one of the most underrated animated horror films ever made. It's spooky enough for adults, fun enough for kids, and heartfelt enough to revisit every single October. If you grew up with it, it's pure nostalgia, and if you're watching it for the first time, it is still a banger. I feel like it's a perfect Halloween adventure that proves animation can be scary, smart, and deeply human. That is another one checked off for Oktoberfest 2025. Let me know in the comments, did Monster House scare you as a kid? Or do you still throw it on every Halloween like I'm going to start doing? And if you are loving the series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell because the doors of Oktoberfest are still wide open for another week and a half. And the monsters are just getting started.
I won't be seeing you later.